everybody. We are back together again, and I'm excited to be making a part 2 of a video that you guys had lots of great conversations in the comments section of, and actually in quite a few of my videos recently, there have been great conversations. Everybody has been like super kind and respectful as well, which I love to see that. I love to see us all working together, and even though we might have a difference of opinion, you know, sharing those opinions. I think that is kind of the best way to learn from one another, and I welcome that. So thank you in advance, and thank you for doing that. Thank you for just being so engaged in the comments and really having these open dialogues. The video that I'm referencing is the Happy Planner versus Erin Condren budget showdown, essentially. You guys made a lot of really great points in that video. However, there were some things that I didn't touch on that I did want to. And in this video specifically, not everything that I'm gonna touch on is necessarily going to be specifically budget related or like what the planners cost, because some things were brought up that I just wanted to touch on. And the first one is, before we get into anything, I just wanted to remind everyone that your preference is priceless. So no matter which planner I like, if you like something different, whether it's a Happy Planner, whether it's a Hobonichi, somebody was talking about that they will forever buy the Hobonichi. Somebody was talking about that they love plum paper. That is what I think the most beautiful part of this community is, the amount of variety of planners. And it didn't always used to be that way. Like, we can all probably remember back to days when we would get a paper planner at school, like we've talked about so many times, or when we would just walk into Target and buy whatever was cute that we liked, and it was in the journal section, and it wasn't really anything special, and it wasn't designed to help us plan better lives. It was really just designed for us to write down our plans. And I think we all just need to remember that, and I probably need to have this reminder as well, but we all need to just remember that your preference is priceless. So I could tell you, like someone said in the comments, I believe that Erin Condren could be free and they would never use one. And I 100% respect that. And I feel that way about some planners. Maybe I can do somewhat of like an anti-haul and kind of tell you about planners that I don't think would work for me, or that I've tried and that they didn't work for me. I could probably do that and just talk about planners that didn't work for me for days, because I have tried so many different ones. But I just want everyone to remember that your preference is your preference. And if you love Happy Planner to the ends of the earth, I 100% respect that. I just want everyone to remember that we have choice. And the reason why that video actually even came to be was because so many people were in the comments saying that they would never or could never buy an Erin Condren planner because it was too expensive, or because it was so much more expensive than the Happy Planner. So that was really the point that I was addressing. And I really wanted folks to see that they can potentially purchase an Erin Condren on a budget and still be able to have a planner that they like, that works for them, and that they're not stuck in one thing. I also would like to touch on the fact that folks have said that they feel stuck because they have purchased so many things that go with a particular system. And I want us to also remember that systems can sometimes work, you know, with other things. So for example, a lot of your Happy Planner products will work with other disc-bound systems, and that would be something like Plum Paper has a disc-bound planner, Cloth and Paper has a disc-bound planner, there's a new brand called the Daily Grind that has a disc-bound. So if you are someone who wants to try something new and has been feeling like what I have been hearing from a lot of people, this is not a like bash the Happy Planner video, but I have been hearing from a lot of people that they have been disappointed with the selections in their releases, and just like the availability of products and where they can find them, and things that feel original and unique and creative like they were used to. People are kind of settling, is what I've been hearing in the community a lot, which, I mean, Happy Planner definitely has its place. And I think right now its place is one of those planners that you could probably pick up anywhere. I wouldn't say its place really is creative. I would also say that its place is a lot of brand collabs. So if you have like, if you're a fan of Disney, for example, you know you can probably pick up a Disney planner with Happy Planner and know that you're gonna love it. You could even get matching stickers, even like Harry Potter. Like, I think that if you're a fan of certain things like that, there are ways that you can make your, you know, you can get a planner that matches your vibe. Even like pets, Happy Planner has so many pet planners. So if that is your jam, know that you can get those planners, and you probably know that you can get them every release because they sell out. Your preference is priceless. I want us all to remember that. My preference right now is an Erin Condren planner. I think we're all aware of that. This video is not meant to, or these series of videos are not meant to change your preference by any means. And I have to say that, like, I've been seeing a lot of people who said they started following me when I used the Happy Planner, and they used to love the Happy Planner content that I would make, but they are staying because they enjoy me as a person, and that just makes me feel wonderful. And I am so thankful for every single person that clicks on my video, that watches my video. That does help to support my family, and it helps me to be able to have this incredible creative platform that I absolutely love and cherish. And I feel like this is a very special place for me. So no matter our differences, I think it's really cool that we can all find this common place of community, because I do think that we are kind of losing community in the planner community, especially. I know that Instagram is becoming more geared towards like people who sell a product or people who are creators. There's not just a lot of good sharing that's happening over there anymore. And I know that people are getting discouraged because their things just aren't getting seen, and they aren't having like that interaction in the comments like they used to. I don't know how many of us still use Facebook groups. I know that's where we were before. So I feel like YouTube and maybe even TikTok are really great places for us to build community. And I just feel so thankful that you guys are here building this community with me. So your preference is priceless. No matter what it costs, if you want to pay for the Happy Planner plus all the accessories and that is your jam, I think that is absolutely wonderful. And feel free to tag me in things that you're making, because I love to see everything that everyone is doing in their planner, even if it's not what I'm doing. So I think that is, again, kind of the spice of life, is something different than what we're doing. I would be so incredibly bored if every single person in the community used a vertical Erin Condren planner. I love seeing the different things. I love it when something new comes out. I love hearing that somebody has used a TN for 16 years and they love that, or they have been with Happy Planner since 2015. Somebody said that's longer than I have been with Happy Planner in previous time. And I just think that that is wonderful, and I love that for everybody, and I just don't want to take away any of that spark from any of you. So I'm sorry if I made you guys feel that way in any of my other videos, but I am merely answering questions that I'm seeing in the comments. You guys are doing an incredible job of giving me content ideas, so keep them coming. Ask your questions. It gives me great ideas to film things and to share here. And again, I love sharing with you guys. So your preference is priceless. Now that we're 10 minutes into the video. So now we're gonna get into something that's kind of nitty gritty. Okay, this right here, what we're looking at, I'm just gonna move things to the side. This is the Happy Planner Custom Planner. And what you can do is you can order a customized planner in the same way that you can order a customized Erin Condren planner, in a similar fashion anyway. It's not exactly the same because the systems are different, but you can pick your discs, you can pick your covers, you can pick your dividers. These are really cool. And then you can pick your planner layout. So they give it to you just punched, ready to go right here. They do not sell just these though. So you do have to buy this in the customized planner. You can't just buy, like for example, if you wanted to reuse things, you can't just buy the Happy Planner inserts. They will not sell these. So you get your covers and your discs, and then your dividers and your planner. So they give you enough for a year. And then you can also do some add-ons. When I ordered this one, I added on stress management, wellness, and then there's like a budget planner in here. So I did do the add-ons. I will say it is a better deal to buy this planner than it is to buy a Happy Planner just directly off the website that's pre-made. So I will give you guys that, but it is, again, one of those kind of tricks, right? And again, when we're looking at the cost of the planner, I am comparing every single thing that you get when you open up an Erin Condren box to every single thing that you get when you open up a Happy Planner box, okay? So I'm not saying that the Happy Planner couldn't be cheaper if you decided not to get some of the things that are included in the Erin Condren box, but I will say at face value, the numbers that I crunched, here's what I have, here's what I see when I crunch it from the website. The Erin Condren Life Planner is $60.50, and you get a planner, you get a ton of notes sheets. I don't know exactly how many, but we can look on the website and see. We get a May to June monthly calendar. We get stickers in the back of the planner. We get a folder, a stencil, and the next year's planner in the back, just the mini monthlies. For $10 to add on, I got budget. You could also get productivity or goal setting, or you could just get extra line paper if you want to do that. And then for $0 extra, you get a 20% off coupon, 3 postcards, 1 pen, and this release you also got a sampler pack, which is basically like 2 months of a planner. And then it was $10 for any upgraded coil. However, it's only upgraded if you get a different color. This is free right here. That puts me at $70.50 if I don't upgrade the coil, and it puts it at $80.50 if you do upgrade the coil. There are kind of 2 ways to talk about this. The numbers that I crunched, okay, so if you are getting the Happy Planner custom planner with the budget extension in the back, that will actually be cheaper than the Erin Condren planner, but it's essentially the same. It'll be cheaper by $1. So we said that this is $70.50 with the budget in the back. So it's basically the same. It's $69.60. So it's $29.99 for the cover, your vertical planner, and plastic discs. Then it's another $5.99 to upgrade your metal discs. It's $6.99 for the undated extension pack, so that gives you the extra calendars that we get already for free with the Erin Condren. And then for $6.99, you also get the undated budget section in the back, so that the undated budget is a better deal than Erin Condren offers it for, and that is only the budget. There are other options like stress management, faith, wellness, meal planning, and fitness, but goals, lined, and productivity are not offered in the back of the Happy Planner. And then it still is $6.49 for those 5 sticker sheets. It's $9.99 for 6 pocket folders, and so I did the math, and it's about $1.66 for one. It's $1.50 for a pen that you get in your welcome pack, and then $9.99 for cards. So with the budget pack, it's $69.60, which puts it at $1 cheaper than your Erin Condren. So I'm going to call that basically the same price. I'll call it a wash. But if you do still want to get goals, lined, or productivity, the Girl with Goals guided journal is $11.99, and I believe that is the non-sale price. And a just regular lined notebook is also $11.99 instead of $6.99. So then that would add an additional $5. So that would be somewhere around like $74 if you did one of those. And then if you did a productivity notebook, that is $20.99. So if you were looking to have an Erin Condren with a goals, lined, or productivity, that would still only be $70.50. And then if you did any of the others, it would be way more expensive with the Happy Planners. So that puts your Happy Planner with either, what was that? What did I say? Goals or a lined notebook at $74.60. So that is more than our Erin Condren. And then if you're getting the Everybody's Business Productivity Notebook, that is $20.99. So then that makes it $83.60. I would say that in every option except budget. So if you're a budget girl, this planner might be a better deal. But the other thing to consider, and I have this to talk about later in my list, I hadn't even really considered this because it's hard to put a value on that, but Erin Condren paper, I think we can all agree, is the GOAT. It's the greatest of all time. So if you are somebody that loves paper, if you absolutely want really great paper in your planner that will last, like you guys have seen the planner that I'm currently working in that I've had for a year, nothing has ripped. Nothing, not even a sticker being moved around has ripped that paper. If you want to talk about the value that you would be getting it for $1 difference, I would pick this planner every time. But again, your preference is priceless. So if discs are 100% your preference, or if the art that comes in the Happy Planner is 100% your preference, because I've been there, I completely understand that, then the Happy Planner is probably for you. But with that dollar difference, it's definitely a more expensive planner. That takes me to my next point. So we'll just move the customizable planner to the side. The next thing that I wanted to talk about with you guys is the value of saved supplies. So you can see that I clearly have saved metal discs. I have an entire jar of saved metal discs, okay? Which also tells me that I bought all of these in different colors and sizes. Like, I didn't necessarily just have one set and reuse it. You guys just saw my destash video. I have stacks and stacks and stacks of covers. So while I could have reused those, I didn't, and I purchased a new one every time. The other thing is, you know, when you're talking about reusing things, it's very difficult because you can't really reuse your planner dividers because the calendar is printed on the back. Now, that is one benefit of the dividers that come with the planner, the customizable planner. They are double-sided dividers, which the people have been asking for from Happy Planner for years and years. And I will say, I bought this one last year. I have not bought one this year just because I'm not using this brand right now. So I don't know if that is still the case. If somebody could report back and let me know, that'd be great. But in just your regular planner, like let's say you buy this planner for 2024 and then you're like, oh, I really love it. I'm gonna reuse my cover, my discs, and my dividers for next year. Then the question is, what are you gonna put in it? Because Happy Planner, like I said, they don't sell their guts by themselves every year. So then you're going to have to either print them yourself, if that's what you do and you love doing that, that's cool. I know a lot of people who do that. Or you're gonna have to find a shop like Cloth and Paper who sell inserts, which again, is not gonna be the same as the Happy Planner. So if you love the Happy Planner, it's not gonna be the same. They are beautiful. Their paper quality is also incredible, but it's not going to be this. So if you are looking for Happy Planner inserts, you're more than likely going to have to just buy another planner anyway, because you'll have to get the inserts. I guess you could possibly buy one on sale and redate it to make it a fraction of the cost, but then we're still talking about like having more stuff, right? So the question was, let's talk about the value of saved items. So for example, if you buy your Happy Planner metal discs at, what did I say retail was, like $11.99 or something like that? Yeah, metal discs are generally $11.99 for 11 of them. I do not know like what they would depreciate at. I don't know what they would sell for if I were just to sell a set of metal discs. Some of them, it might be actually more expensive to sell them after the fact because so many people are looking for specific colors of them. I would say that you definitely could save your stuff and reuse it, but I want us all to just be very real with one another, especially being planner girls, especially knowing that we just talked about a huge problem in the community being like FOMO, like fear of missing out, fear of not having the newest, the cutest, of, you know, keeping things and overconsumption and buying. We did just also have that big conversation. I want us all to just think about that, and I want us all to be very real and say that we probably would not reuse the same cover and discs over and over and over. Also, at some point, these covers are just paper with plastic printed over it, right? At some point, this edge is gonna lift. I don't know how long that's gonna take. If somebody has used a cover for multiple years, let me know how that goes. Also, the other thing, this one, I never really used it, so you can't see it, but on some of these, I don't know if you can see that either. On some of them that I have used, like this right here, you can kind of see here. I don't know if it's picking it up on camera, but these covers get scratched. They just do. They're, like I said, plastic, and so it's gonna get scratched. Even this, my EC one that I haven't even used yet, already has scratches on it. So, like, I guess the question is, when you're starting your new planner in January, are you gonna throw a cover back on there that has been like in your purse, around your house, that has scratches all over it? Like, is that something that you're gonna do with your planner? Because part of the reason why we're all here is we like pretty things, right? We like to buy things to make our planners look pretty. Otherwise, we would just have a pen and a notebook. So I think that that is another honest conversation that everyone maybe needs to have. Like, if you are someone who reuses the same cover for 5-10 years, then yeah, maybe you would be saving some money. But I think the majority of people, and I would even be willing to run some kind of a survey that would say like how many of us actually use or reuse our covers and our discs and that kind of thing over and over. The same could be said for Erin Condren though too. Like, you could uncoil this and reuse the same coil every year and just buy inserts. Can't reuse the dividers because they have stuff printed on them, so that's not really a viable option. But the other thing that I think is also really valuable when you buy a different planner brand, the two that I'm thinking of right now are Erin Condren and Plum Paper, is that you can buy covers separately. I have an order in my Erin Condren cart right now with just covers in it, because I can buy a cover without having to buy a notebook, without having to buy a planner. And in the Happy Planner brand at this time, you just can't do that. And so, you know, if you're talking about wanting to just buy like a customizable planner, you're going to be buying a new one every year. Initially, I actually thought the same thing. The very first year I bought a Happy Planner, I thought, oh, how cool. I can take this cover off and I can reuse these discs and I can fill it up again and reuse it. But Happy Planner doesn't make that possible for people. It totally could be a thing, but you have to buy a whole new planner every year or inserts from Etsy, and I have never priced those out. I also don't know how much cloth and paper inserts are. If anybody knows that, let me know. But if we can all just like be very real in this space right now and just come together on that, I think that would be like a very honest conversation that we could have in the comments as well. So again, if you are somebody that reuses your cover and your discs every single year, please let me know, because I think I have yet to meet someone who uses the same one every single year and doesn't shop. I think we all need to have a very real conversation about what happens during planner launch season. Again, we just talked about this too in the like consumerism and the FOMO and the influencers video. And this is for me as well. Like I do very similar things and I get wrapped up into things. So I am not exempt. This is not me like preaching at you. It's like us just all being so real and like talking about things in our community. But like from my experience, this happens more so when I'm shopping like a disc bound system and when I was franken planning. So I guess those two things would be part of this conversation as well. So like when you're shopping a Happy Planner launch, like how many of you buy one planner? That's a question that I have, because I know for me, I had to buy a planner for life. I had to buy a budget planner. I had to buy a couple of guided journals. I had to buy, let's see what else. So a life planner, a budget planner, a work planner, a wellness planner, a guided journal. I would buy planner companions if they had sheets that I wanted to use. Just like, you know, it just kind of starts adding up when you're using multiple planners for your life, which again, your preference is your preference. If multiple planners help you make the most of your life, I love that for you. But let's not pretend that when we are shopping a Happy Planner release specifically, I guess for me, the difference is that I've moved everything into one planner, so I don't really have a need to buy multiple planners, but I can tell you I looked at them. When I was shopping for the launch for this Erin Condren planner, I was like, oh, well, maybe I do need like a A5 wellness planner. Maybe I do need a daily duo, like trying to rationalize and figure out how I could add more cuteness into my life, because also like I love a planner stack video in January. Also on Instagram, I love planner stack pictures. Those just scratch my brain in the right way for some reason. I love it. However, for me, multiple planners just make my life a little chaotic. And I don't know if it's the same for everybody else. I would assume not, because other people do. But let's not pretend that when we're in launch season or when we're buying a new planner for the year, that we are buying one planner. Like, let's please have just a very honest conversation. And if that is you, if you are someone that buys one planner, just one, and nothing else, no notebooks, no nothing else, please let me know, because maybe I'm hanging out with the wrong people, because me, my friends, most of the people that I've talked to, like especially during like launch time or when there's a release happening, we're in the comments. Oh, what did you buy? Oh, here's pictures of my order. Oh, here's pictures of my order. And it's never just one planner. It never is. So if we can just have that conversation and be like so real with one another, I would be happy to have that. Okay, that is that. Well, we went on a little tangent. We went on a ride there. These two kind of go together. Sale planners, so planners that you can get on like super deep discounts, and then planners that you can buy in store. So a lot of people had the argument that the Happy Planner that you can buy in store is so much cheaper than the one that you buy on the website. And I would have to say that from my experience, again, I did not go into the store and crunch the numbers, but unless you're buying it on a sale, so we do know that Hobby Lobby often has sales if you shop there. We do know that sometimes Michael's will have a sale. And so you're probably, when you go in store, you're probably not going to pay full price, even if it's not like a launch season or something like that. Even if it is, sometimes they'll already be marked down. That is very true. However, there are stores that also sell the EC Planner in store. The difference is, from what I've seen, is that you're not going to get the beautiful Mohawk paper that you get in a planner that you customize on the EC website that comes to you from Austin. You're just absolutely not going to get that. So that planner, from what I have seen in Staples and there used to be, Joanne used to carry it too, but they're closing, so I'm not really counting them. And then Target has one right now too. Both of those I have seen for $29.99. For a 7x9 Happy Planner, I cannot find a Happy Planner in store for $29.99. But then if we want to talk about, additionally, if we want to talk about sales, while you can find those amazing sales in store, and while you can like shop sales that the Happy Planner offers on their website, you can do the same with EC. EC offers reward points. I know that Happy Planner does the same. So you could potentially even get a planner for free in both brands, and this whole conversation is like a moot point depending on how much you've spent. So you could potentially get your planner for free using your reward points. Okay, the only thing is, and I haven't been using EC long enough to notice if this is the case, but there have been so many releases where the new release items for Happy Planner, I was not allowed to use my reward points. I don't know if that's still a thing. I haven't shopped with them in over a year, which sounds like a long time to me, but it's really not that long. But I don't know if that's still a thing or if they changed it, but I do know that that used to be a thing. I have never had that experience. I used my reward points, I don't know, 2 or 3 days after launch, because then that was when I ordered the 18-month planner. And I used my reward points on it, and this was a new planner that they had just launched, and I was able to use them. So it wasn't on launch day, so it wasn't a super fair test, but it was just kind of the way that it went. So those two things, and then I think I have one more thing on my list. Oh, and then folks wanted to start having conversations about stickers. This conversation that we're having was just about the planners. I think it would be kind of a cool video idea to compare how many Happy Planner sticker books you would have to buy to get everything you get in a sticker kit. And even though the face value of sticker kits, like as a whole, look more expensive, like how many sticker books are we all buying, and like how many are you using? I guess like that could be something cool to look at. So that is a video that I'm interested in making. So if that's something you'd want to watch, let me know that in the comments. But again, please do not take this video as an attack. It is merely the information that I have found and the information that is walking around on the internet. So I just like everybody to have the information, and I like to engage with you guys. And when I see things come up in the comments that are interesting to me and that I want to talk about, they're probably going to end up in a video. So I think that's really cool, and I really do appreciate all of the conversations that you guys have been having. Keep them going. I love having them with you. I have been having so much fun hanging out in the comments with you guys. I'm even tempted to do like premiere videos where it starts out as a live video and I can hang out with you guys while we're watching the premiere and talk about things that are happening. So I don't know, there's so many cool things that we can do here together, and I'm just very appreciative that you guys are all here with me. So thanks again for being here. If you're new here, hi, my name is Caitlin. I would love it if you would hit that red subscribe button right down below and follow along. And if you have any feedback about how the video looks, feel free to let me know. Again, playing around with new lighting, super excited about it. It's a lot of fun. If you are one of my current friends, followers, favorites, you know, best people on the planet. Thanks for hanging out with me, and thank you for always being so wonderful and being so kind, and, you know, talking about how you love that I'm back, and just always being so encouraging. I feel like I have the best subscribers and friends on the planet, so thank you so much for being here. Here's your internet hug for the day, because I truly could not do any of this without you. You are the reason why I get to sit here and make videos and talk to folks on the internet. I probably would still do it, but if I didn't have anybody to watch me and discuss things in the comments, it wouldn't be as much fun. So thanks for being here. If you want to shop either one of these brands, Happy Planner or Erin Condren, they are linked down below. I may still have an affiliate code for Happy Planner, but I don't know if it still is active or not. We'll have to find out. Let me know if you try to use it. And then I just have Erin Condren linked down below. I'm not an affiliate for them, but I do just love their brand, so love sharing them with all of my friends. I do also have some other active coupon codes in the description box below, I think. Feel free to try them out, and if they work for you, that is awesome. If they do not, please feel free to let me know. I'll take it off. What else? And then if you'd like to find me anywhere else, you can find me on Instagram at creatinginchaos_official. And I also have a TikTok, so feel free to follow me there. I've been seeing so many of you guys coming over on Instagram. I need to get some more content going over there so we can have as much fun over there as we're having here. So yeah, thanks so much for coming along and hanging out, and this will probably be the last one of these videos I do. But if you'd like me to compare Erin Condren to any other planner brands as well, don't want this to be just like rip it on Happy Planner. I would love to see how Erin Condren matches up with something like a Plum Paper or a Laurel Denise price-wise, or anything like that. So if these videos intrigue you or you're interested in them, I will purchase a planner just to show you how much it costs. So thanks so much for being here. And with that, you guys, by the way, have fun today.